she's just goosing a little bit. But these spots back here are for the stifle, and she's kind of goosey. A lot of them will just fire right out if their stifle's bothering them a lot. And she's, you know, I could do this for hours, and she's going to goose every time because she's just got problems in the hind end, you know.
She tends to be stoic.
Yeah.
She's sweet-natured and will be stoic, so if you want to factor that in.
Yeah. And how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. How's your daughter?
She's fine, thanks.
Is she riding?
She's not riding much, and when she does, she's riding barrels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
She has less muscling in her croup on the right by far. So whatever's going on in her hind end on the right has been going on forever. Okay. See, she's got some muscling, and here she actually is dented.
Wow.
She's lost her butt on the right. And
so I think that was the same leg that Pogie was the most concerned about when I took her to him when she was just 4. And she had bone spavin in her hock.
Yeah, and then the other thing about her, I'm going to square her up a little bit, Steve.
And you know, Victoria, as you say that, when she's kind of sunk out from under me at the trot, it felt like she slipped out from under herself on that right side. That's where she did it.
And so she's got a dent here instead of a muscle, and over here she's still got a muscle. And then the other thing about when you look at her, she's a little bit weaker in her right hindquarter, just a little thinner over here, but not bad at all. And her ischial tuberosity is completely lower on this side, like her sit bone on you is lower down, and up here it's protruding out and up like it should. So this has been going on forever. And at this point, you know, I'll adjust her hocks and I'll adjust her pelvis and her low back and all of that stuff. But you're really just maintaining. You know, there's nothing that's going to get that back. But if you can keep her comfortable, she'll live forever that way. We're all kind of asymmetrical, you know, and have problems like this. So
she can
look at that, Steve. It's really remarkable. It's
yeah, this is all that's going to do something for, you know, if she has a lameness that gets really bad, they might do a hock injection or something, you know, where you want to treat the hock itself. But overall, a 26-year-old horse, unless she's just super bad off, I don't know you're going to spend the money on that, because that's really for horses that are, you know, they're used. Sort of thing, right. Yeah. So you're really looking for, with a senior citizen, you just want to keep her lifestyle as good as it can be, you know, as far as soreness and function and stuff. So. I love working on horses. So now I'm cooking.
The sides of that can kind of cave in, so just make sure you don't put your weight on that end or you'll go tumbling.
Okay. Right. Well, lucky thing we have a sand arena. I've gone tumbling before, so I have to. And the roach is not something I'm going to correct, the little humped up area here. It just is what it is because of the back end. So it's barrel racing.
Yeah. She's fallen in with all these rodeo queens at Clemson.
Okay. All right, I get that. Barrel racing.
She's also got a working student arrangement.
Can I move that for you, or?
Yeah, I'll just
There you
move
go.
around.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, Billy girl. Oh.
I mean, Victoria, I also meant to tell you that when we first moved out here 15 years ago, I had the vet come because she always held her tail out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to one side, but she always just kind of held it out. And he came and said she was trying to air out her back end because she'd lost muscle tone and because of her genital conformation. But I'm thinking now
If a lot of the tail set will come from that, like they'll hang their tail over to the side that bothers them. They're hanging up and out and over. So, yeah. this is not something that you can predict that, oh, she's going to be real sore after I treat her. Usually they're very fine afterwards. If they're riding horses, I say don't ride them that day that I treat them, but the next day's fine.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her lean on me like I'm the horseshoer. Okay. And I'm just going to wait for her to lean on me and see if she likes it.
Okay.
And if she does, then I'll just keep letting her lean on me for a while until she gets real settled in, and then I'll give her a little push in her pelvis. And there she goes. So. And with horses, it's always this perception, oh, they're such big animals, you got to use such force.
No.
And it's really a misnomer. They're very athletic and easy to move around, and you don't need to be this big, huge person to get it done.
Yeah, I was reading too that they don't have muscle memory the way that we do.
Well, they do.
Or is that really?
Yeah, if they have injuries, there's a huge vet in like Mesa, Texas. Huge. They see 7,000 horses a year, and he does a ton of like knee chips for quarter horse racing and stuff like that. So there's a ton of surgeries, and even though he might get it, do the surgery and the horse is beautifully sound, the horse doesn't have the same running pattern anymore.
Oh, really?
Even though the injury's fixed, and that's because if it sat around for 2 months with a knee chip, it's learned, and its brain is remapped to compensate for not putting enough weight on that knee. So
Well,
it's kind of
interesting. That's different from what the fellow said, so that makes sense.
yeah. They're just like humans. So that gentleman actually has every horse that he does surgery on. It's a racehorse. He gives them chiropractic also for when they rehab them, to kind of get them remapped in their brain, get all their spinal joints moving and putting input into their brain like they're supposed to and all that, so that they kind of can have a better chance of using their body again like they used to.
How are your horses doing?
They're good. Yeah. They're down to 3 now. I had one die on me, so it was not a good thing. Yeah. So I'm going to turn her head.
Are you going to work up to checking her atlas and
Everything.
everything?
We're not going to miss a thing. And she's a little stiff in her lower neck, and she doesn't like to be turned very much like that. But we're not going to do it for long. Everything.